Hi everyone! So today I'm going to be answering a question from one of my patrons, and I'm going to leave their name to be anonymous because they gave me a piece of art to critique. But the question really about it was how to make my art more interesting or to be more creative with my art. And that's a great question, and I think a lot of us really struggle with that. I definitely have felt that way. It's really weird to be like, I'm an artist, but I don't feel creative. And I think that's something everyone goes through, and it's an important reason to be okay with letting yourself look at inspiration and looking at like Instagram or Pinterest and getting ideas from others. It's okay for you to do that. Don't feel like you've like tainted yourself or something. But I'm going to be talking about specifically in an illustration how to add more to it so that it's more interesting or more creative. And for me, the answer to that really is about storytelling. For me, I believe that an art piece, and it doesn't matter if it's like graphic design or home decor or anything, fine art or illustration, a piece of art that really is successful is someone that communicates something to the person that is looking at it. And the more that you're able to communicate, and especially once that communication has an emotional impact on the person looking at it, the more successful that it is. And I believe the best way to make an emotional impact with illustration, which is what I mainly do, is to add some kind of storytelling. Now, storytelling can be like an entire book or an animation or a film or a comic, and there's like a beginning, a middle, and end. However, a story can be as simple as a kid holding an ice cream cone and the ice cream's on the floor and he looks sad. You've communicated a story, and if you've done it well, the person looking at it feels bad for the kid who lost his ice cream cone, and you've created an emotional impact on the person looking at it. So one of the best ways to start with storytelling is to have either a prop or another character for your character to interact with. Another way to do that is if you're one thing I really love to do is like take an inanimate object and add a face to it and make it into a character so they can do something, and then you have some sort of storytelling going on. In my book, How to Draw Adorable, at the very last chapter, well, I have a chapter on storytelling, but I also have one specifically on drawing like inanimate objects as like cute characters. And I have in there like a list of like, here's some actions that they can be doing and emotions that they can do, like be having, or props that you can give them. And like when you take like a piece of paper or like a pencil or like a cup, and you put a face on it, it now becomes a character. If you give it an expression, we now feel something. If you have it doing something, now there's storytelling. So if you just think about adding each of those elements into your drawing, you can immediately take it to the next level. And I think that makes it a really fun and easy way without getting super complicated and being like, there's a huge backstory to what's happening and like all that, which sometimes can make it actually just a confusing illustration, especially when it's a single image. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and critique their illustration and let you guys watch. I'll do a little bit of tips after I talk about storytelling of how to improve the design of the illustration as well. But today we're really talking about storytelling. All right, so first of all, thank you so much for sending me your work to review. It is so cute, and I'm excited that I can help you along on your journey. She is so cute, and I love this little kitty. So you already have a great start here because you have two characters. And so if you just have these two characters interact in somehow, you're gonna increase what is already really fun and cute here into making it something that the viewer will have an emotional reaction to, or you're just communicating something interesting that's happening. So I'm gonna let's see, I'm gonna make a duplication of this one so I don't ruin your cute drawing, and I'm just gonna sketch out some ideas. So that's actually where I would start with rough sketches. So you already have the little girl and the cat, so you could have the little girl looking down at the cat, even if you just did this and the kitty was looking up. Let me see if I need to zoom in more. Let me zoom in for you. There we go. So you can see a little better. So if all you did was draw the little girl and have her looking at the cat and the cat was looking at the girl, and the cat was happy, like you have, then already you've got more storytelling here. Like there's an interaction between the characters, and we start to feel like emotionally get invested in these two guys. Like, oh, they're so cute and they love each other, right? So that it would be really simple, easy thing that you could do. But you don't have to have it be happy. So like you can have the girl sort of like grumpy, and maybe she doesn't like the cat, and then the cat, I don't know, wants something from her. And now we're feeling a different emotion, but we're still feeling emotion that we can relate to. Because I think we've all, before, maybe she has like a cup of milk. This is really rough, but the cat wants it and she doesn't want to share it. So now we have something that we can relate to as an audience of happening, and we have an emotional impact from us, from just having some sort of interaction between the two of them. The other way that you could have them interact, like if you still wanted to keep her sort of looking at us, is you could have your cute little girl, and then what if she's carrying the cat? And let's see. Like I try to draw small when I do my sketches, but then I realize you guys can't necessarily see this. So let's see. I'll try and zoom in when I get a little closer. And the girl could be looking at us, but maybe the cat is looking at the girl. And again, we're like, oh, that's so cute, the two of them. And it just is a little bit of a closer interaction than them just standing right next to us with sort of just like a plain expression. Now, one thing that you could also do is just to choose an emotion that you want to express. So sometimes I'll just think about illustration, like I want them to look, obviously right now you just have them looking happy, but you could choose to have them be like excited or annoyed or bored or sad, and sort of choose what kind of emotion you want. And then the other things that you can brainstorm for ideas is you can think about an action. So maybe they are playing or eating or fighting or napping. And actually I have a recent illustration where I had like a girl and a kitty, and they had a big lunch, and that was sort of the story there. So think about ways that you can add in an emotion or an action just to bring some extra storytelling and creativity into your art. Now, if you wanted, specifically, I think you said something about the feet here. So if we want to just take a look at the drawing itself and give you some just general drawing tips, I want you to take these with a grain of salt, because I haven't spent a lot of time learning your style or what you like to draw. So these are going to be sort of just general drawing advice, but it doesn't take into account your style. So if you disagree with anything that I say and you like it better the way you did it, that's totally okay. You're allowed to feel that way. All right. So let's see, we're gonna try the background color. I'm just gonna fade this back a little bit, and let's see if we can make this girl even cuter. Okay. So one thing that stands out to me is we could look at maybe the proportions. Now, obviously you're not using realistic necessarily proportions because it's very cartoony and stylized. So when you have something like this where it's cut right in half, it's a little bit less interesting than when you have something like this. where there's skirts. So right now let's see what we got here. So we got this head here, we have the hat here, and they're just about the same size. And then I think this is about the same size as her head. So there's a lot of similar shaped items. So one thing that you could do is to just play with the sizes. So I like I love that you did this really big, bulky coat. But maybe her pants, her legs are even shorter. This could be one idea that you could do. And then we have the face, which is super cute. And let's see. I'm gonna just take a look at this full. Looks like it's sort of like fuzzy with an extra fuzzy on top. But maybe what we could do is we have this fuzzy, and maybe this one's a little smaller. Or we can do this one's a little smaller. And then we got the hat with another big fuzzy on top. And just something to vary it a little bit. Now, I think we'll bring this down. And also with the face, again, so we have probably the faces like here. You have the eyes right in the center, which is good proportions. I'm not going to disagree with you on that. That is normal human proportions, is the eyes are about in the middle. And then the nose is in half and the mouth is half again. But if you wanted to play with it and make it a little bit more interesting and a little bit more cute, we could bring those eyes a little closer to the nose and bring those ears down. So we have them. Bring the little ears down. Just gonna collect it, nudge them down. Go back to our little hat. Looking pretty cute. Let's see. Oh, I'm gonna combine those layers real quick. I'm doing is thinking maybe we can just play with the shape even more. Like I really liked that big bulky sweater, so that could be really cute. Maybe we can just make it even a little bit more bulky, play up what you already have been doing. And then right now, the pose is if you were to draw a line down right down the middle, it's on the same as the left as on the right. So we could play with that. And maybe she's lifting up an arm. Just so it's not identical on both sides. And I think I've now made your character way too small, so I'm just gonna make her a little bigger. There we go. So it can fit in here. And then I'll go with the simple storytelling. She's just looking down at the cat. And this kitty is so cute. Let's give the kitty a little bit of an expression. Maybe she's like, please feed me. And then you can always add little details, which are always fun. Da-da-da. Maybe she does have that cup of milk. Or, you know, it could be cute. Maybe she has like one of those little fish on a sticks. And the kitty's like, please fish. You know, something to make the fishy want it. Okay, and that's how you can make your illustrations more interesting. I hope you find that helpful. I know that I made a lot of changes here, but that was mainly because I wanted to change what was happening in your story. I think your general character design is really cute. I hope you keep going. I just noticed those little stars. I love that detail. But yeah, it's really charming. I would love to see you clean that up and see what it looks like, and I hope that was helpful. Please, if you are on one of my patrons, I am going to be changing how I do it. So if you're at any sort of a paid tier, feel free to ask questions or send me work to critique. I'm going to make the highest paid tier personal one-on-one critiques, because I feel like some people are scared to send me stuff because they don't want me to share it with other people. So I'll make that the highest tier, and then mid or low tier, send me work and I will critique it in these monthly videos.